Hey, it's Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. I am fired up today because the thought police at the National Association of Realtors has claimed another victim, and I am just fired up. Leigh Brown, who is a fixture of real estate YouTube. She's been on YouTube, I don't know how long she's been on, a long time. And I have not watched every Leigh Brown video, but when it comes up, I watch it. She's very interesting. She's an exceptional spokesperson for the Realtor Association across the country through her YouTube channel. Remember, I'm not a realtor, so we have a lot of disagreements policy-wise between Leigh Brown and myself. That's fine, but it's obvious that she's a incredibly well-spoken individual that is all 100% in with the realtors, and she's just great that way. I don't know Leigh Brown, never met her. I just watched her YouTube channel over the last couple of years. So when she went on a live stream yesterday to reveal that she has been disqualified from running for first vice president of the National Association, I was like, what? How can that happen? How can she be disqualified from even running? Like, I just couldn't believe it. You know, my impressions of Leigh Brown, again, don't know her, never met her, just watched her YouTube videos for years, is that you'd be lucky if you were her client. That you'd be lucky if you were her neighbor. That you'd even be lucky if she was your competitor. Because at least you know that you're competing against somebody that's ethical. That's just my impression of Leigh Brown. I'm going to cut to the video. She can tell you what happened yesterday.
And as you may or may not know, I was deemed ineligible to run for the position of first vice president of the National Association of Realtors for 2025. And while the campaign and credentials and recruiting committee has chosen not to disclose the specific reasons behind their decision to the members, I do believe in transparency. I believe that straight talk is better for us than no talk at all. And I felt compelled to let you know why, because I think that in this organization, y'all are grown-ups and you can absolutely handle the truth.
So then she goes on to tell you she went through an exhaustive process and including an appeals process. And during that time, everything checked out in relative to a criminal background, financial, all that was fine. She only had 2 speeding tickets. I mean, she's straight as it out, right? She's squared away. But the problem was she had liked 3 tweets and she had sent out 2 other tweets, which apparently were her thought crime. And she doesn't go into it, but this can only be assumed. And she does mention that this is the first time that this type of policy has been put into effect, that effectively she was subject to the new or newer 10-5 Realtor Code of Ethics.
Deemed me ineligible based on 5 old social media comments and likes.
So just a little background here. In order to actually be eligible to be elected first vice president by the board of directors, apparently first you have to be vetted by a committee to make sure you're not going to be a liability to the association. That is, I guess, traditionally been focused on your criminal background, financial background, but now it apparently means the purity of your social media posts as well.
I believe that we have an amazing duly elected board of directors at the National Association of Realtors, and I felt that they should be the ones to decide which candidate they preferred for first vice president. And I still maintain that position today. I believe that as directors, when you hold that device in your hand, you have a fiduciary obligation to do your research and select the best option. And as it stands today, those duly elected officers do not have a chance to make a choice come next May.
Because before they put you on the ballot, you first have to pass this star chamber of intellectual purity. That doesn't really sound very democratic with the small d.
Now, I am disappointed in the decision. That's no surprise, but I'm not sour grapes.
And what a testament to her character here. You know, most people, definitely me, would have bashed the association to like to oblivion, would have bashed the association, but not her. She takes the classy road, and all credit to her. I don't know how she resisted the temptation to bash the association, because I think almost anybody else would have.
What I do recognize is that what I do in my day-to-day business is exactly how I look at the governance of any organization. And that's that it's not usually the people that are the problem, it's the process. And this process has a lot of flaws in it. And frankly, y'all should know this is the first time that these scenarios have come into play. And it was the first time that those policies have been exercised. And I do believe there's an opportunity for improvement, because I believe there's always opportunity for improvement.
So, Leigh, I know you're too classy to bash the association, but so I'm going to do it for you. And it's insane that they are willing to take your membership dues. They're willing to take your money, but you're not pure enough to be a leader at the association. That is insane. That is crazy.
I want y'all to know this, though. And if you hear nothing else that I've said, I need you to know this. I will never stop fighting for the everyday practicing realtor member. I will never stop making sure that your voice is heard. I will never stop trying to find out how I can make you stronger in your communities, what I can do to bolster your confidence and your expertise and your knowledge, because I believe in what we do as realtors, and I know exactly how important we are to our communities.
Are you telling me you don't want someone that articulate to be a representative of your, to even be considered as a leader of your? These are the type of people that you need.
I know that without your help, there's a lot of your neighbors that would never make it through the gauntlet of these complex transactions to home ownership or to business ownership. I will fight with you no matter what.
Understand what the goal here is. If they can bump off Leigh Brown, they can bump off anyone. That's the message being sent to the membership. It reminds me of the old Bob Dylan song, you know, I don't know what you did, kid, but you're doing it again. You better duck back out in the alleyway, paraphrase, right? Keep your head low, keep your mouth shut. That's the message. The National Association never discloses to their members what it was that she liked or what it was that she tweeted that got her disqualified. Because when you have a rules like we have speech thought police, there has to be a lot of ambiguity to it. Because what you're allowed to say shifts. Because they're going to only allow you to say certain things. I can only imagine that these tweets came up during some type of background check, maybe even suggested by an opponent of hers in this first vice president campaign.
But that being said, I will just point out that all of this should belong to the directors. My opinion the whole way through, and my opinion in the appeal process, was that this decision should belong to the directors.
Now, if there's enough members who are outraged by this, then maybe the directors will eventually, maybe they'll change the rule, right? It's supposedly a member-driven organization. Maybe they'll change the rule. In the meantime, I have faith, having watched Leigh Brown for years on YouTube, that she will continue to be blessed with the grace to carry on and to be a leader, as she has been. And I'm sure she will continue to be in a classy manner, as she always has been. All right, I'm Jack Gately from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. Have a great day.